Welcome to the Ultra Creative Concepts Simple Installation video. On this video, we will show you how easy it is to install the Ultra CSV Crawlspace Vent. It has been our experience that up to including 90 to 95% of all installations can be completed successfully by following our simple instructions. If you encounter any major problems, please check the Abnormal Installation Scenarios section on our website. To install the Ultra CSV Crawlspace system, you will be required to use a few basic hand tools. Our basic installation tools are as follows. It is advantageous for an installer to use knee pads, especially in rocky areas. An installer will also need to have a caulk gun, a level to make sure that the vent sets level on the foundation, a 7/16 open-end wrench, a regular hammer, a short pry bar, a masonry chisel, tin snips, a tape measure for obvious reasons, a drywall saw which can be used for cutting out styrofoam insulation on the back of the foundation. Normally we have a couple of spare knives which can be used also for the same purpose. And handy dandy pliers. Now let's move forward with all the steps to install the Ultra CSV Crawlspace Vent. First, we must measure the width and the height of the opening, sometimes twice, to be absolutely certain the Ultra CSV faceplate will overlap the opening by at least 1/4 of an inch or more on all four sides, top, bottom, right, and left, covering the opening completely. Using the hammer and the masonry chisel, we must remove the mortar that secures the vent to the foundation. As you can see, the mortar is easily removed with a hammer and a masonry chisel. Okay. Once the mortar is removed, the old vent can be taken out by simply using a hammer and a pry bar. Sometimes the vent comes out in several pieces, but most importantly, now we have the hole to which we can attach our faceplate. It is important that the faceplate fit flush with the foundation wall. In some cases, the siding sticks out past the foundation wall. Thereby, we must pry out the siding 1/8 to 1/4 of an inch to allow the faceplate to be put up in behind the siding. With the siding pried out, now we do a dry run to make sure that the faceplate fits up inside the opening. Now that we know that the faceplate is going to fit, we apply a generous supply of clear caulk around the back side of the faceplate in order to obtain a very level, secure seal once the faceplate has been pulled tight. Once a supply of caulk has been placed on the back of the faceplate, the faceplate is put into the opening. Up underneath the siding. Once the faceplate is secure into the opening, you take the gnarled nuts off from the threaded rod and screw the threaded rods through the threaded insert that is in the faceplate, so that the threaded rods protrude about 5/8 of an inch through the insert. In many cases, homes have already been insulated on the backside wall of the crawl space. In this case is when we would use the drywall saw to saw out a small square hole in order that the backer bar would fit flush with the foundation. The rods are threaded through the insert to the 5/8 inch distance, and then you use a 7/16 wrench to tighten the lock nut on the back on the rod. It is important that you don't over tighten, but yet snug up this lock nut. We then take your backer bar. By reaching through, you can now place the backer bar onto the threaded rods and put the threaded rods through the holes in the backer bar. Reaching once more through the opening, you take a wing nut and put it on the back of the rods on both the left and the right hand sides and tighten to finger tight. Tight enough that the backer bar starts to bend slightly. This pulls the caulk in the back of the faceplate so that it seals completely all the way around. It is important to put a level on the vent to make sure that it is level with the foundation and the house. The final step is to place the summer door over top of the threaded rods and attach with the gnarled nuts on the left and the right hand side. The summer door has a strong galvanized steel screen door which keeps varmints on the outside where they belong instead of allowing them to crawl through. The Ultra CSV Crawlspace Vent can be insulated from the outside of the house. It is important that you realize that we can take the front door off, and if you so desire you can put insulation through the opening. The backer bar in the back keeps the insulation from falling into the crawl space. Once the insulation is in, then you could apply your winter door, the sealer door, then reapply the summer door and reapply with the gnarled nuts and tighten down finger tight. It is important that you apply wax or never seize or some similar substance to make sure that the threaded rods stay lubricated so that the gnarled nuts come on and off with ease.